Today on Aqua Kids.
Come along with the Aqua Kids as they get a close-up look at the Tennessee Aquarium's projects designed to help save endangered Barrens minnows and Asian four-eyed turtles.
Aqua Kids, doing what we have to do, saving our earth, land, air, and sea. All we gotta do is keep it green and blue, for me and you. Aqua Kids.
Welcome to Aqua Kids. I'm Hannah Jones here with Drew, and we're in Chattanooga at the Tennessee Aquarium. While we're here, Drew, I'd like to take a look at a couple of species that are in jeopardy, including the Barrens top minnow, the wood turtle, and the four-eyed turtle.
Yeah, Hannah, and I'd like to learn a little bit about their conservation efforts too.
Well, you're in luck. I have a couple of colleagues working on some projects with those creatures, so let's get started.
Cool.
Drew, I'd love for you to meet a friend of mine, Matt. He's the assistant curator for fishes here at the Tennessee Aquarium. Currently, he's working in the Barrens top minnow lab.
Barrens top minnow, isn't that an endangered species?
It is, and he's working on a project right now in order to help prevent them from becoming extinct.
Well, let's talk to him.
Great. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
You two know each other.
Yeah,
How you doing, Matt?
Drew. And you met Lily and Andrew?
Yeah, we've been chatting a little bit.
Great, so I'd love for you to fill them all in on this wonderful project that you're working on.
Well, thanks for coming today. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Nice,
Pleasure.
nice to have you guys here. So we're in what we call the Barrens Top Minnow Lab here at the Tennessee Aquarium, and this lab is dedicated to a small stream fish that's only found in the state of Tennessee, and we're trying to save that fish from extinction. So what we try to do here is we try to raise them in captivity, then we release them out in the wild. And we're also trying to maintain some for their genetic line as an ART population, if you will, so that if something were to happen to the wild, we would still have their genetic source in captivity.
So looking around, I see all these minnows in the tanks, but they look the same as any other minnow. What makes them special?
Well, what's unique about the Barrens top minnow is that it's what you would call a first order fish. They like to live right where the water's coming right out of the ground in that spring and that spring run pools that are associated with the spring heads right where it's coming out of the ground. And what's unique about them is they get the name top minnows because they like to hang out at the top of the water. So when you walk up to the springs, you'll see them right there at the surface, and they'll dart. They also have like an iridescent exclamation mark on the top of their body. So in the sunlight, when you walk up, you'll see these exclamation marks just shooting away from you.
Cool.
So it makes it pretty cool.
Okay, Aqua Kids, I'm going to leave you in great hands with Matt, and he is going to walk you through his project.
All right. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
So I heard that the Barrens top minnow is endangered, but where do you find them in the wild in order to have them in your project?
Well, these fish are found in a 6-county region of Middle Tennessee known as the Barrens Plateau. And so when we're trying to bring what we call breed stock in to work with in our program, we'll go out to what we know is a healthy population out in the wild, one of what we call our source sites, and we'll collect 10 to 12 individuals and bring them back into captivity and work with them. And then once they're through spawning for us, then we're able to release those animals back out in the wild as well.
Okay.
How many offspring do you guys end up with?
We actually do pretty well. A female that's about the size of the fish that you're seeing swimming in front of you can produce anywhere from 200 to 400 eggs. So in any given breeding setup, I usually run 2 to 3 females. So out of each pairing, I can get each year I can get up to 16 or 1,200 eggs.
So why are these fish so important to protect?
Well, they're only found in the state of Tennessee, so they're truly part of the Tennessee's natural heritage. And so it's important for us as the Tennessee Aquarium to represent our state really well. And by being able to, this is a fish that actually molds itself really well to this captive rearing release type reintroduction saving effort that we can do. And so it's all part about saving our natural heritage.
So Matt, has the Barrens top minnow always been endangered, or is there something recently limiting their numbers?
Yeah, it's a species that has actually faced decline within the last 20, 30 years. Not only from the changing weather patterns with the severe droughts that we had in 2000, or 2008, 2009, 2010, we were under pretty severe droughts here in eastern Tennessee. Big problem they're facing is there's also been an introduction of a non-native fish to their habitat. It's the western mosquito fish, and that's the biggest culprit for their decline.
So is the mosquito fish eating the adults or the juveniles?
And it's eating their offspring.
So what steps are being done to help restore this species back to the way it was?
Well, one of the things we do when we're looking to put animals back, we work with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. We're all part of this Barrens Top Minnow Restoration Group. And so what the U.S. Fish and Wildlife will do, they'll approach the landowners where we're wanting to put fish back and work out a cooperative agreement with them where they'll let us release fish back into these privately owned springs and creeks. And one of the ways they do with that cooperative agreement is it's usually in real rural areas where there's lots of cattle farming or horse farming. And so a lot of times the creek will divide the pastures, and so the cattle are crossing the creek, and that's what's making this huge mess. So when they do these cooperative agreements, they'll offer to put up fencing for them and harden access where there's dedicated channels where the cattle can cross, and still cooling zones where they can get out in the creek and wade, but a majority of the creek's going to be protected with this electrified fencing.
How do you know when to release these guys?
It's actually based on size. They got to reach 30 millimeters in size. We picked that number because based at 30 millimeters, they're usually sexually mature by that point. It takes them 9 months to a year to get to that size. They're sexually mature, so then when we release them out in the wild, we're releasing sexually mature individuals that are able to reproduce in the wild. But as a matter of fact, while I have you guys here, one of the things I want to have you help me with is some size sorting. Because when you're producing a lot of fish, it's important to keep them grouped by size because big fish can end up picking on little fish. So as they're growing through me, as I'm trying to raise them to that 30 millimeter size, I have to constantly size sort them, keep them grouped by size. So if you guys would be willing to help me, I got some set up here in a pout pen. So what we have here is a bunch of baby fish. As you can see, there's fish of various sizes. I got some that are growing kind of larger and then smaller ones. So what we want to try to do is we want to try to break them out by size. So we want to move the largest ones that you see over in this pout pen over here and the smallest ones over here so that we're getting three unique size classes, if you will.
Okay. So the medium ones you leave in there?
Yeah. It's easier going to be able to pick out the largest and the smallest because your eyes will kind of gravitate towards that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
let's do it.
Using the net?
Yes, feel free to use that net. And you'll just want to go kind of nice, slow, and
Oh,
gentle.
get that one right there.
This one way.
No, not that one. Oh, come on. Lily.
The trick is kind of letting your eyes pick the one that stands out as the largest or the smallest to you.
No, that one's big.
Try to target
What
it.
are you doing? That one's not. Oh, that's not even a minnow.
It's not a fish.
All right.
No,
Give up. Take the L.
They're harder than they look to catch. Oh, there you go. There you go.
No, that's a big one.
No, it's not. That was obviously
All right,
small.
stop.
No, hey.
Stop. Lily, stop. You're not cutting it.
Okay,
We
Matt.
need to have a talk
It
later.
looks like you have all the help that
Definitely
you
so,
need.
yes.
Now it's time for Aqua Quiz with your host, Drew Cruz.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I'm Drew Cruz, and it's now time for you, the viewer, to test your knowledge with Aqua Quiz. Let's get started. Nearly all species of turtles are threatened or considered endangered. Do you know the world's most endangered turtle? Is it A, the Kemp's Ridley sea turtle, B, the radiated tortoise, C, the Yangtze giant softshell turtle, or D, the leatherback sea turtle? We'll have the answer after the break.
Stay tuned. When we come back, one Aqua Kid is going to get a behind-the-scenes tour of a turtle hatchery. Aqua Kids will be right back.
So have you come up with the answer? Nearly all species of sea turtles are classified as endangered, and 40% of freshwater turtles are threatened with extinction. So what's the most endangered turtle in the world? The answer is C, the Yangtze giant softshell turtle. There are thought to be only 4 Yangtze giant softshell turtles remaining in existence, 2 males in Vietnam, and a male and a female at a zoo in China. We'll see you next week with another Aqua Quiz.
Welcome back to Aqua Kids. Andrew's about to go on a behind-the-scenes tour of the Tennessee Aquarium's turtle hatchery.
Hey Bill, it's Andrew from Aqua Kids.
Hey,
They gave
Andrew.
me special permission to get a behind-the-scenes look at some baby turtles.
Okay, well, let's look at some baby turtles.
All right.
This one is a Beale's four-eyed turtle.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's a baby that hatched last year, so he's about a year old.
Okay. You said four-eyed turtle. It doesn't have 4 eyes, does it?
No, that would be kind of weird, I think. These guys actually have 4 spots on the back of their head, and if he or she, because I can't tell right now, cooperates, we might see those spots, or we may not see those spots. It's entirely up to the
how
turtle.
old is this one?
It's about a year old. These guys usually hatch in June or July every year.
So are these guys being taken as pets?
To some extent, Collection for the pet trade is a problem with these guys, but I think more of a direct threat these days is habitat loss, and they're also used heavily in traditional medicine.
Oh, okay. So where can they be found in the wild?
In the wild, these guys occur in China and Vietnam.
Oh, wow. So they're not a native species?
They are not, no, they're a Southeast Asian species.
Okay, so they're not found here in Tennessee at all?
Just here at the aquarium.
Oh, wow. So what are you doing at the aquarium to help this species?
This species is actually really rare in captivity. We're the actual only institution in the U.S. that has any, and we're breeding them.
Wow.
So we're trying to make a small captive population, an assurance colony.
Assurance colony? What's that?
Well, if something happens to these guys in the wild, and we have no control over that, we have a good captive population. So there's still some.
Okay, so
like,
they won't go
backup.
extinct.
We hope they don't go extinct, but if they do, if something really bad happened in the wild, we have some. We have a population of them here.
So do you have different types of this four-eyed turtle here?
We do. There are two species of four-eyed turtle, the beals, and there's another one just called a four-eyed turtle. We actually have both species, and we're breeding both species.
So is that other species endangered as well?
Yes, it is. Same reasons, overcollection, habitat loss.
So here at the aquarium, this project that you're doing, can you tell me a little more about it?
So we have these colonies, and we're just trying to get a good captive population. So we're breeding them, we're sending them out to other facilities, and just trying to have a good captive population.
So I see a bunch of babies here. Can we take a look at some of the adults?
Yeah, let's go look at those, and I can use some help with a few things upstairs.
All right.
Let's go.
In the early 1990s, freshwater Siamese crocodiles were assumed to be extinct in the wild. However, in 2000, small populations of them were discovered on the Mekong River Basin and in some Cambodian wetlands. Through considerable conservation efforts, including breed and release programs and growing awareness, this reptile's numbers have increased to about 250 in the wild. Feasting primarily on fish, these large reptiles can grow up to 13 feet long and weigh close to 800 pounds. Overhunting and habitat degradation through damming are the reasons why this amazing animal are still endangered. Find out what you can do for the Siamese crocodile and other apex predators on our website.
Aqua Kids will be right back. Welcome back to Aqua Kids. We have had some great opportunities here at the Tennessee Aquarium to check out different species of turtles. So I have a special treat. How would you guys like to actually feed some?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Head on over to Bill and he'll get you set up.
Hey, so we feeding some turtles?
We are feeding some turtles. It's a couple of North American wood turtles, and their favorite meal, strawberries.
Strawberries.
They really like strawberries. I don't know if they eat these in the wild, but they sure eat them here.
Oh, let them have it.
You might want to take a second one and apply one to each turtle.
I think I'll take the second one.
Take that. Put it in.
Sure, ready? Here, you get one, I'll get the other one.
Oh, he's got it. Yummy. Nom, nom, nom.
Reach for the strawberry.
So what do they usually eat in the wild?
They're pretty omnivorous. They'll eat fish, they'll eat small insects, and they do like some vegetation. They don't normally get strawberries in the wild, but that doesn't seem to stop them here.
So are they at breeding pair?
No, these are actually youngsters. They're only a few years old, and we still can't even tell what sex they are. We don't know if they're boys or girls right now.
Really?
Are they brother and sister?
Yes.
Oh. So where are these guys found?
These guys are native to the northeastern U.S.
So why aren't these turtles on display like the rest of the wildlife here?
That's a good question. We have a lot of turtles on our exhibit. We have a lot of exhibits that have turtles, but we have more turtles than we have exhibit space for, which sounds kind of weird, but this is also a species that has assurance colonies, even though it's a North American species. So we work with other things besides Asian species.
Ah.
This species is threatened in the wild, so we have a few of them to back up, and so do a bunch of other zoos,
So you're housing them here just in case?
just in case.
So why are they threatened in the wild?
Habitat loss is the primary thing, like a lot of species of turtles.
So Bill, could you tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing with turtles in general?
Sure. So here at the aquarium, we breed a lot of turtles. We send babies out to other institutions. We get babies from other institutions. So we're trying to keep those assurance colonies healthy and have a lot of participants in them. We also try to educate people because turtles are the most endangered vertebrate these days, which a lot of people don't know about. Turtles take a long time to mature. Turtles don't have a lot of reproductive output. They don't lay a lot of eggs. They don't have a lot of babies. So more than half the species of turtles these days are endangered or threatened.
Because of habitat loss, right?
Habitat loss, overconsumption by humans for various reasons, pet trade, food trade, medicine. So turtles in general are in really big trouble. So we're trying to do our little part and help as much as we can.
So it sounds like you all at the Tennessee Aquarium are doing a little bit of everything to help the turtles here.
We're doing everything we can.
The Tennessee Aquarium, they're more than just fish.
Drew is so right. Turtles occupy every continent of the world and they're incredibly adaptive. So it's important to keep track of them, keep them safe, and find out what you can do to help them in your backyard. Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're here. You know, it always excites me to meet young people who love to protect the earth as much as I do. Young people who are pioneering powerful ways to conserve and protect our planet for all of us. I call them eco-defenders. Let's find out what they're up to.
I think that every person on this planet should care about the health of the ocean because at some point in their life, they're connected to it. The ocean really is kind of our life support system. Whether that's the air we breathe, the water we drink, or the areas that we live in are all in some way impacted by the ocean. The Gulf Coast region of Western Florida is just an incredible diversity of environment. We have open water and beaches, mangrove forests, marshes, bays and estuaries that flow into those larger bodies of water, and just a diverse array of wildlife that can't be found anywhere else in the world. When I was in 9th grade, I joined the high school intern program at Mote Marine Laboratory, the world-renowned research facility. After seeing the impacts of improperly disposed of fishing line on marine wildlife, in 2008, when I was 16, I launched the Stow It, Don't Throw It project. And the goal of the program was to involve other youth and adults in learning about the impacts of improperly disposed of fishing line. One of the key components of this project was the assembly and distribution of personal-sized fishing line recycling bins. And these are made out of recycled tennis ball cans. We're able to repurpose those and turn them into a conservation tool that we can then pass out to anglers and boaters and provide them with a place to store all their used fishing line so it doesn't get in the environment, doesn't harm marine wildlife. We've assembled and distributed over 12,000 across Florida and across the country. And after 3 years of working on that project, I really wanted to create an opportunity to train other students. The Youth Ocean Conservation Summit is an annual event that I started in 2011 with a goal of empowering young people with the knowledge and skills and resources they need to successfully launch ocean conservation projects in their local communities. They learn about threats to marine ecosystems from scientists and conservationists. They get to hear from other young people who are already doing incredible ocean conservation work and walk through a process of planning out their own ocean conservation project. This year for our summit on November 8th, just wanted to go through some of the updates we have. One of the things that I'm very excited about is how the Youth Ocean Conservation Summit program is expanding. So we're working now to launch satellite summits across the country. And what's exciting about these events is they're all youth-driven, planned and implemented by students focused on conservation and again, very action-oriented, working to take projects back to their local communities. So when we look at the big picture and we talk about ocean conservation, there's a lot of issues out there, whether it's climate change or ocean acidification or overfishing. And sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed or not even know where to start. And so with my work working with young people, I think it's extremely important that we don't just write off young people as leaders of the future. It's absolutely imperative that we engage young people right now, taking on these challenges, doing projects in their community. Every time that I get out and see the natural beauty of the ocean and marine ecosystems, it really drives me and inspires me to want to do more, to want to get engaged more, to teach others, and especially young people, how to get involved and how to protect these important and fragile ecosystems.
Wasn't that amazing? Okay, now it's your turn. If you or someone you know is doing something remarkable to help our planet, let us know about it, and you could be our next eco-defender. I gotta go. Aqua Kids will be right back.
Hey, Drew here. Be sure to join us next week as we set sail aboard a Chesapeake-based skipjack to learn about the Chesapeake maritime heritage and oyster industry.
I'm Jalen, and this is Earth Edition. Everyone knows there are no dinosaurs anymore because they're extinct, gone forever. And before an animal, plant, or fish is extinct, It is endangered. So endangered species are important to protect, because in the delicate balance of nature, each creature has a purpose and is a benefit to one another, including humans. Our medicines, food, businesses, and outdoor activities are all based in the natural world. There are thousands of species that are endangered, and each day we lose at least one plant or animal species. But there is hope, with many programs all over the world, including in the US. For example, through conservation efforts, the bald eagle is making a huge comeback with close to 10,000 nesting pairs, as compared to less than 420 nesting pairs in 1963. Learn about your endangered species in your area. Each of us can make a big difference. You just watched Earth Edition. I'm Jalen.
Welcome back to Aqua Kids. We had some great experiences here today with the fish and the turtles. What was your favorite part?
Well, I thought it was really cool that they're breeding Barrens top minnows right here at the Tennessee Aquarium in order to introduce them back into the wild.
And not only are they breeding a local fish, but they're breeding a turtle all the way from Asia. They're doing great work.
Wow.
Remember, it's up to you to keep it green and blue. Help protect our planet, and we'll see you next time on Aqua Kids.
Bye.
Bye.
Aqua Kids, doing what we have to do. Saving our earth, land, air, and sea. All we gotta do is keep it green and blue.